In today's video, I'm going to give you 3 tips to strengthen the family dynamic. Let's go. What's up, everybody? It's your man, Pastor Darrell. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's video. Listen, do me a favor, do yourself a favor. Hit the subscribe button and the bell right next to it so you don't miss out on any video that I drop every single week, man. Listen, for the next few weeks, we're going to be talking about how to strengthen the family dynamic, how to strengthen marriages, right? The reality is, man, it doesn't matter your educational level. It doesn't matter your family's net worth. It doesn't even matter your ethnicity. Families all over this world are falling apart, one family at a time. It makes me sad, man, to see the fact that families are no longer staying together. Listen, I am the product of a broken home, several broken homes. My father's been married a few times. I've been a bonus son more times than I can count. You know what I'm saying? Go watch my video on blended families. I talk a little bit more about that. So I'm uniquely qualified to talk about broken homes, but especially since I've come on the other side of that, right? I know what wholeness looks like. Not to say that my family is perfect, and no family is perfect, but there are some things that we can do as members of our family to ensure that our family stays tight, to ensure that our family stays connected. And I'm not talking about the cousins and aunties and all. I'm talking about your immediate family, like those who are at least under your roof, right? I believe that if we strengthen that unit, right? If one house can be strengthened, the next house right next to you can be strengthened, and then that next house can be strengthened, and then you look up and a whole community has changed, a whole county, right? A whole world, the whole world can change by strengthening just one family, man. And I'm gonna give you everything that I have within me to make sure that your family is strengthened, all right? Enough of the small talk, man. Let's jump right into it. Tip number 1, again, basic tips, but powerful tips nonetheless. Tip number 1, husbands. Let me talk to you, big dog. I know you out here bringing home the bacon. I know you're out here dominating the boardroom. I know, right? You got so much respect out in the community, on the job. You are doing the doggone thing. But how is it that you have the respect of everyone outside of your home, right? So how do you get respect in the house? The first thing I need for you to do, fellas, husbands specifically, is love your wives. Now, as men, we have a tendency to love how we feel we want to give you love. And what adjustment we can make is finding out the love language of our spouse. Find the love language of your girl. Find the love language of your partner, man, because instead of loving them how you want to give them love, you will be more effective in loving them how they're asking to receive love, how they want to get love. So if they want acts of service, right? If they want you to do stuff for them, then do that. If they want some quality time, spend time with your girl, man. If they want gifts like some flowers, cards, candy, whatever, diamonds, girl's best friend, whatever, right? Love them how they want to be loved, because you'll discover that if you love them how they want to be loved, you will get what it is that you want in return. So that's my first tip. Don't love how you want to be loved. Love how they want to be loved. All right. Bible says, husbands, love your wives. Yes, you need to provide for your family. You need to do all those things, but nobody's going to care how much money you bring into the house if you can't love love your wife like she wants to be loved. That's all she's going to care about. Yes, she wants security and all those other things, but number 1 on her list, I bet you $20 to a dime, is do you love that girl, right? So find out how your girl wants to be loved and make the adjustment and get it done. A great resource for that is Gary Chapman's 5 Love Languages. It's a free PDF online. Go look at that joint, apply it to your marriage, and watch your family go to a whole nother level. All right. Wives, it's your turn. Tip number 2. Just like your man needs to love you, your man needs to get respect. Bible says, wives, respect your own husbands. Like, for real, how is it that you can respect your boss, right? You can respect the people that you work with. You give everybody the respect, but as soon as you get home, you want to straight use your man as a punching bag. Like, for real, like, yeah, your man has to have some level of thick skin, right? And you should have the type of relationship where you can come and vent to him and all of that. But for real, all the chicken neck syndrome right here, all the snapping and all this other stuff, right? Yo, you got to did that for real. Respect that man. Just like he needs to figure out how to love you, how you want to be loved, you need to figure out how to respect your man, how he wants to be respected. What is respect to him? Right. You don't respect him how you think he should be respected. Well, if he don't do this, then I'm only going to give him this level of respect. No, sweetheart, it don't work like that. Find out how he wants to be respected. He needs to know what respect is, right? And if he can adequately convey that to you, then what you need to do is meet that man at the point of his need. Yes, he wants to be loved. Yes, he wants a home cooked meal, but I promise you, he don't care nothing about that sandwich you making him if you ain't got if you don't respect him. All right. So find out how he wants to be respected and respect that man. Husbands, love your wives. Tip number 1. Tip number 2, wives, respect your husbands. Tip number 3, let's get the kids involved. Bible says, honor your father and your mother that your days may be long. Like for real, if you want the extended life plan, right, I need for you to honor your parents. Listen to me, kids. I know what it's like to not want to listen to your parents for whatever reason. All right. I don't know if you think you know it all. When I was a kid, I thought I knew it all. Right. And at some point, my parents and we clashed. And that clash caused me to be homeless for most of my teenage years, voluntarily and involuntarily. And I'll get into that in the next, few weeks. But yeah, man, your man, Pastor Darrell, was homeless for a long time. Right? Sleeping outside of train stations, eating in restaurants, stealing from people, just trying to survive, man. It was really because I could not abide by my parents' rules. I grew up in that culture where your parents said, listen, if it's my way or the highway, you know what I'm saying? I chose the highway, for real. And I realized that I probably wouldn't have been homeless. I wouldn't have been locked up as many times as I got locked up. I wouldn't have gone through as much of the struggle that I had to go through in my young formative years if I would have just been able to honor my father, right? And his wife, my bonus mothers, right? So here's what I would suggest to you, man. Listen to me very carefully, young people, in your parents' house, in your guardian's house. Your parents want you to win. They want you to succeed. And let me give you a little secret, right? Your parents are afraid that you are going to make the same mistakes they made. With my son, man, one of the biggest fears I have is that him being a knucklehead like me. Like for real, my man is 50% me, right? So that's a 50% chance he gonna be crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want that for my man. I need him to listen to me because I'm not withholding things from him or giving him instructions or whatever to hold him back. I'm doing it to possibly save his life. And your parents are doing it to save your life. So listen to your parents, honor them, humble yourself. Listen to me. I know what it's like to feel like you know it all. Young person, son, daughter, whoever you are listening and watching this video right now, I respectfully say to you, you do not know it all just yet. You don't know it all. Listen, at 13, I'm going to give you a little bit of science and then we're going to drop this video, okay? Listen, at 12 to 13 years old, you are biologically grown. Biologically, the Jewish culture recognizes this by doing bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs, right? For the boys and girls respectively. So you are biologically an adult. Men, young boys, right? This happens that 12 to 13 mark. As soon as you hit puberty, you notice that first wet dream, right? I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 with you, right? You notice that first wet dream. Listen, you are biologically grown. My daughter, listen to me very carefully. By the time you reach your first menstrual cycle, you are biologically grown. But you also got to listen to me on this point. Yes, you are biologically grown in those early teenage years and something's going on in your body and you feel like you know it all. You can run the world, right? Hormones jumping all out of control. Even though you are biologically grown, your frontal cortex has not fully developed yet, right? It does not develop until you are 25 years old. Some studies say between 24 and 27, right? So think about it this way. You cannot go and rent a car or get car insurance without paying extra money until you're 25, because that's when the decision-making process in that frontal cortex is fully developed. I know I dropped some science on y'all again, and I'll go deeper in the next coming weeks, right? But I just want you to know, while you're biologically grown as a teenager, your decision-making process hasn't fully developed yet, and you're going to need your parents at that time more than any other time in your life to ensure that you're making proper decisions to live the life that you want to live. All right, I don't want to get too long-winded in this video, but I know if you follow these 3 basic steps: husbands, love your wives; wives, respect your husbands; and kids, honor your father and your mother. If you can follow those 3 steps, just apply those 3 principles, immediately your family will go to a whole nother level. The relationship in your family will go to a whole nother level. I promise you, man. Listen, I love you with the love of Jesus Christ. Make sure you tune in. These next few weeks are going to be awesome and powerful, and will literally shift the dynamic of your entire family if you stay plugged in, man. Always remember, you are called to something greater. I can't wait to see y'all here next week. Till next time, go and be great. Peace.